Well, it's happened again.
Looks like we're in the clear, chat. No connectivity issues.
A few moments later.
No! Please, man!
Last weekend, a suspected DDoS attack brought the LCK to its knees and caused a series to go on for 7 hours. And this week, it even got faker. All LCK live game broadcasts have now been cancelled for this week. Games will be played behind closed doors and later streamed to viewers. Basically, it's a disaster. So yeah, last Sunday was not great. What should have been a quick best of 3 between DK and DRX turned into a 7-hour nightmare with no less than 8 major pauses due to suspected DDoS attacks on the server. As a result, the following game between KDF and Bro was not streamed live and was broadcast later. And many were hoping that was the end of it. Wednesday saw the start of week 6 of the LCK Spring Split, and one of the teams playing was none other than reigning world champion T1 facing off against Fox. The broadcast began with a lengthy apology from the LCK, in which they promised to be quicker in communicating if it looked like a game might need to be cancelled. They also stated they conducted network inspections and prepared response measures. And during the first series of the day, it looked like those measures might have done the trick, as there were no delays during Gen.G's swift 2-0 dispatching of KDF. But the luck was not about to hold out for the T1 versus Fox series. That's right, Faker might be the unkillable Demon King, but even he can't stop a DDoS attack. Game 1 was paused just before the 4-minute mark. Although it didn't last too long, most viewers did fear the worst at this point. When the game resumed, LCK caster Wolf tried to encourage viewers to stay positive, but ended up accidentally pulling off what I think might be the biggest jinx I've ever seen.
So far, so good in terms of ping for the moment. Looking like we are in this one for the long haul. Fingers crossed. So happy to report the gameplay is still
going.
going.
I wish you didn't say that.
I don't believe in jinxes.
Yeah.
All right, fine, Valdez, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, this was a sign that things were still not okay. Fortunately, Kadril took the opportunity to explain to his stream the technicalities of a DDoS attack.
It's like a river, okay? And the river has all the boats going down it in order. Everyone's fine going down the boats. But when you DDoS, you send 1 billion boats. So now there's f***ing boats everywhere and no one can move, man. It's a traffic jam. Yo, f*** off, man. Get off me. My box has so much shit going in, nothing can get out!
The series continued to stop and start. By the time the 4th pause hit, it had been over an hour since the game started, but barely 21 in-game minutes had passed. The LCK confirmed that once again, they were being plagued by DDoS attacks. They said both teams had agreed to finish Game 1 of the series no matter how many pauses it took, but the Game 2 would be rescheduled for a later date. Fortunately, only one more pause occurred before T1 were able to close the game out just shy of the half-an-hour mark, but that single game had taken well over 2 hours to complete. One silver lining from the pauses was the birth of a potential new meme after the broadcast captured T1 coach Koma's reaction to yet another pause, with a very stoic Faker in the foreground. This might very well be the shocked Pikachu for the League community. The LCK put up a message confirming the rescheduling of Game 2, but interestingly also added that part of the issue here was that the DDoS attack patterns and methods were constantly changing. T1 took the series with a Game 2 win that was broadcast after midnight in Korea, but there was some concerning news shortly after. The LCK announced that all remaining games for this week would be pre-recorded and broadcast later. As frustrating as that is, most fans seem to have accepted that things can't continue as they have been until a fix is found. Many frustrated fans have questioned why the LCK doesn't just play its games on LAN to avoid such DDoS attacks. Experts in the community have suggested a number of reasons, including a lack of infrastructure, a lack of security, or simply the financial cost. And others have been critical of the LCK because these DDoS attacks haven't come completely out of the blue. Clips have been circulating for quite a while of Korean streamers being hit with what some are claiming to be DDoS attacks dating back months. It's gotten so bad that we've seen some big Korean streamers even switch servers to try and avoid the DDoSing, and the problem has seemed to go away for some streamers when they leave the Korean server. Although this does seem to be a Korea-specific issue, perhaps these weaknesses exist on multiple servers but are only being truly exploited in Korea. On X, Ashley Kang discussed one circulating theory that the DDoS issue stemmed from an October 2023 update, which saw Riot make the transition from summoner names in League to Riot IDs. The thinking is that somewhere in this process, they opened up a security breach that's made it easier for hackers to find a player's IP address and then bombard them with a DDoS attack. Again, I have to reiterate, that is just a theory, but it is as good a guess as any as we wait for Riot Korea to actually shed some light on the situation. But with the LCK, we know their preventative measures have not been successful. We know the attackers seem to be evolving their attacks. We know we won't see any more live games broadcast for this week at least, but we don't really know much more than that. I'll be back here when we do.